Hello everyone, welcome to Malleus Gaming. I'm your host Malleus, and today we are back at it with Darktide, where I'll be providing a quick item and equipment guide for beginners, helping to explain what all of these stats and traits mean. After this, you won't have to be a follower of the machine god to properly commune with your weapon. While this is intended for beginners, hopefully you more experienced rejects can get something out of it as well. Now, let's get to it. So to start with, each class has a large variety of both ranged and close combat weapons which they can utilize, as well as curios, which give you additional buffs. Equipment can be earned as a reward for completing a mission as well as purchased from the Armory Exchange. The list of items available for sale at the Armory will change every hour, and if you don't see a particular weapon you want, then you can also purchase a base version of any weapon that you have level unlocked. Keep this last part in mind for when you want to start upgrading your gear, but we'll save that for another video for now. In addition to the Armory, you can also get gear from Sire Melk's Requisitorium by earning marks from weekly challenges. These are often high level, but can be more limited in what's available. Your equipment will come in 5 different rarity levels, ranging from the basic Grey Profane, then Green Redeemed, Blue Anointed, Purple Exalted, and then the Orange Transcendent. These levels determine the amount of perks and blessings that each item will have. Starting with Redeemed, you get 1 perk, then Anointed gains a blessing, Exalted gets a 2nd perk, and Transcendent has 2 perks and blessings. Each perk and blessing also have their own levels, ranging from 1 to 4, and increase your item's rating. Your item, be it a weapon or curio, will have a total rating made up of the base item rating and then the perk and blessings ratings. An item's rating will determine how powerful it ultimately is, and will only max out once you hit level 30. Base weapon ratings currently max out at 380, while curios max at 80. The perks and blessings they have will push this up even higher, but for the purposes of this video, we're going to be focusing on base attributes. Each weapon has 5 different stats, such as damage, ammo, or mobility. The value of these stats maxes out at 80%, with each percentage point equaling 1 point in the weapon's base rating. A perfect 380 rating weapon will therefore have 4 stats maxed at 80%, and the 5th at 60%. It is up to you to determine what stats you want to prioritize, as each weapon type is different. As a general rule of thumb though, for ranged weapons I suggest prioritizing damage, ammo, stopping power, and stability, while for melee weapons, go for damage, penetration, and cleave. I'll go over what these all mean in a bit. Due to RNG, I wouldn't worry about finding a perfectly maxed out 380 weapon. I generally look for weapons in the 370 or even 360 range, ideally ones which have my preferred stats as close to max as I can find. Also, until you hit level 30, I wouldn't stress about finding the perfect gear, as you should be swapping out your equipment with stronger items as you continually level up. I highly recommend trying out the different weapon types, seeing what fits best with your playstyle, and getting a hang of the mechanics overall. I'll now do a quick rundown of what the different stats do. I may not cover them all as there is a huge range of weapons with varying stats, but I'll try to cover the major ones. If there's anything important you think I missed, please post it down below in the comments. Damage. Self-explanatory how much damage the weapon does. You can see the exact amount of damage you do in the Meat Grinder Arena in the Psychanium. Ammo. The weapon's ammo capacity. Mobility. Measure of movement speed, sprint speed, and dodge distance bonus while the weapon is active. Stability. Affects recoil, spread, and sway after firing the weapon. Stopping power. Measure of the impact and stagger inflicted on enemies. Collateral. Increases the weapon's stagger, impact, and suppression. Reload speed. Measure of the time it takes to reload. Charge rate. how fast the charge attack charges. Thermal resistance. Use of this weapon generates heat. The higher the thermal resistance value, the less heat is generated with each attack. Penetration. Weapon's effectiveness against armored enemies. Penetration blast. Explosion's effectiveness against armored enemies. Critical bonus. Chance of landing a critical hit and how much damage it will do. Finesse. Increases the weapon's attack speed and grants bonus to critical hits and weak spot hits. First target. How much damage done to the first enemy hit when hitting multiple enemies in one swing. Cleave targets. The higher the cleave, the more enemies hit in one swing. Cleave damage. Damage delivered to additional enemies hit beyond the main target. Shredder. Measure of a weapon's damage when its special action is active. Defenses. Affects stamina efficiency as well as the length and speed of dashes. Crowd control. Increases a weapon's stagger, impact, and cleave. Power output. Damage inflicted by the powered up or activated attacks on Power Maul and similar power weapons. Blast damage. Measure of the explosion damage. Blast radius. Measure of the explosion radius. Quell speed. Bonus to quelling the wielder's peril or venting at the weapon's overcharge, as appropriate. Warp resistance. Use of this weapon increases a Psyker's peril. The higher the warp resistance, the less peril is generated with each attack. Burn. Strength of the weapon's damage over time effects. Cloud radius. The range and size of the flame. Affects how many enemies are hit and suppressed. Wow, that was a lot. Think I got them all though. So that'll be about it for this video, but there's still more to cover, including the different perks, blessings, and their effects, and ultimately, how to craft and upgrade high-level equipment. Stay tuned for more videos covering those topics. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this beginner's guide to equipment, please leave a like and subscribe to help get this video and my channel out there in the warp touch tides of YouTube. If I missed anything, or if there's something in particular you'd like to see covered, please let me know in the comments. Also, let me know what your favorite weapons are in Darktide and any recommendations for things to try. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!